Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and this is my response to the Metal Tag 2024. So, if you're not familiar with the Metal Tag, Scott the Rock Scout used to do a list of questions every year at the beginning of the year, and people just make their responses in a video form. And he's decided not to do it this year, and he's passed it on to Marty from Heavy Metallurgy and Alan from Let's Talk Metal. So we got the 20 questions here. Let's see if I can get through this in a reasonable amount of time. All right, number one, your most anticipated release of 2024. I don't pay a lot of attention to what is maybe coming out, rumored to be coming out, but I do know that the new Inquisition is supposed to be coming out sometime in January. So I just pulled one off the shelf here. And I don't know the name of it. It's Veneration something something. All their titles, as you can see, are ridiculously long. I know they've been canceled. Whatever. I'm a bad person. I still like Inquisition. So I'm very much looking forward to the new Inquisition. Their last one was my album of the year when that came out. So number two, a dragon on the cover. So this just came in. I was kind of waiting for it. Vargrav the Nighthold. Actually, the real release date is, I believe, December 29th, 2023. So this will be included in my 2024 considerations. And based on just the first couple listens, it definitely will be in the running. This is symphonic black metal, sort of in the 90s Emperor vein. And it is fantastic. I really loved the first album. The second one I wasn't quite so high on. But this one is in the running to be their best, I think. So you got kind of those old school band member pictures on the back that we remember from the 90s from labels like No Fashion. And it's got Werewolves on vocals on this one. The main dude up here, VKS, only plays keyboards on this, but he did write all the music. So it's still his project for sure. He just got in some reinforcements to perform it. But yeah, there's the dragon. I talked too much about this already. Shit. I got 18 more questions. All right, let's go. Favorite pickup of 2023. I disqualified the albums that came out in 2023 because I've already done my year-end video and talked about those. So Gallowbraid with Ashen Eidolon. I feel like I really missed the boat not ever hearing this. Steve at S&T Young had shown it. I'm sure Tony at Life Eternal had shown it at some point. Just a fantastic, epic black metal album. I don't know what else to say about it. Listen to it. It is fantastic. This is a reissue with a bonus track. Considered an EP, but it's about 40 minutes long. All right. An album I was satisfied to buy digitally instead of physically. I wouldn't say satisfied. I generally only buy something digitally if that's the only option. So, from my 2023 list, the second Mansion album, which is called Second Death, is not available for less than $60 here. So I wasn't going to pay that. So I just have it digitally for now. I'm hoping that eventually it'll be repressed or some other bigger label will pick it up and distribute it better. So not satisfied, but that's the one that came to mind. All right. An album cover that doesn't match the music. I kind of had a hard time with this one, but this popped in my head. Not exactly metal, not strictly metal. This is Glucifer, their debut full-length Riding the Tiger. Came out on House of Kicks, 1997. So this is part of the hard rock / punk revival that was kind of going on in Scandinavia around this time. Helicopters, bands like that. I discovered Glucifer through a split they did with the Helicopters called Respect the Rock. So I knew I liked them. And so I bought this because I knew I already liked them. But what the fuck is this? The guy's shoes? Some like patent leather white shoes? I don't know. This is a good time rock and roll album with kind of a dirty edge. Not what you would expect from a cover like that. So that's my answer to number 5. Number 6, a metal artist I own the most of. I did not do this scientifically, but I don't see how it could be anything but Graveworm. They have 23 full-length albums. A lot of them I have on multiple formats, or I have the original and the reissue. And then there's tons of these kind of archival releases. This is the Beasts of the Abyss collection, collecting all the 7 inches on a 2-disc set. And yeah, that's I'm pretty sure it's got to be Graveworm. So now we go to Blind Buy, made in 2023. This was hard. I know it was hard for Kim. Not really hard. There's hard in that there's too many to choose from, because I do love to do blind buys. But this came to mind, Electric Citizen. And this one's called Higher Time. It came out on Riding Easy in 2016. I got this in a mystery box. Just really excellent, kind of retro-ish Doom. Sabbathy a bit. Female vocals. A little bit of psych to it as well, I would say. But yeah, this was a nice surprise. A lot of the Riding Easy stuff, while I respected it, it wasn't really my thing. This one I did really connect to, though, and I'll be looking out for their other albums. Okay, an album I own on multiple formats. Well, what came to mind right away, I guess, was Midnight, because I have most of theirs on multiple formats. But I chose the Shocks of Violence EP. So this is the original release. I like that little 4-song EP thing down here, kind of the old school, like the old Metal Blade EPs. Comes on this splatter vinyl. And there's the back. And of course I had to get the CD as well, because the CD is not just an EP, it's also a comp. You see all the extra tracks down here. We've got 25 total tracks on here. This is all their non-album stuff that they had released since the previous comp, Complete and Total Midnight. So had to get that. And then there's no reason to get this other than I'm a sicko. I got the shaped picture disc as well, in the shape of their logo. Okay. All right. Inspired by literature. An album inspired by literature. I chose, let's see if I can pronounce this. Ophthalmia, I suppose, that their final full-length album, Dominion. This came out, I think, in 98. And this is kind of their interpretation of Macbeth. If you're not familiar with this band, it's really hard to describe. Kind of an all-star lineup that changed from album to album. Main guy being It, who has passed away. On this one, it's It, All, Night, Bone, and Mist, which there are a lot of pseudonyms. I don't remember who's actually on this. Sorry. The original album cover is much cooler, but this is the reissue. So it's black metal, but it's very mid-paced black metal. There's a lot of doom to it. A lot of non-traditional song structures, and really cool, interesting guitar lines. Honestly, I can't think of another band that really sounds like this. And they only did, I think, 3 full lengths. There's a comp and I think a re-recording thing. But if you're not familiar with them, definitely check them out. Well worth your time. Especially if you're into that Scandinavian 90s black metal scene. Okay. A band I would travel to see. Travel a long distance to see, I think was the question. Probably no one now, at least in metal. I do travel to see Marillion when they come to Montreal, but they're not metal. I've seen of bands that it's plausible for me to see. I feel like I've seen most of them, and obviously, if Nocturnal Mortem or something toured here or did a show here, I would try to make that happen, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. So the only thing that's going to make me travel now is like a special event kind of show, and more than likely it's going to have to be more than one special event. Like the last big show I traveled to was Prague Power in 2016 in Atlanta, and that was because Green Carnation was playing the entire Light of Day, Day of Darkness album. The original lineup of Fate's Warning was playing Awaken the Guardian, and Devin Townsend was performing with Annika van Giersbergen and Annika's other project was also playing. That was kind of like a bonus. I wouldn't have traveled for that, but those three things, it was like, yeah, those are three things I really want to see, so I made the trip for that. But yeah, other than that, if it's more than driving distance, it's probably not going to happen for me. And I'm spoiled because I live in between Detroit and Chicago, so everything's within like 2 to 3 hours, and beyond that, I'm probably not going to travel to a show. All right, Sour Grapes, the 2023 album you enthusiastically purchased and then cooled off on. So that was pretty easy. It was this Hell Crash, Demonic Assassination. Death Metal Dylan had posted about this. I loved the childish, blasphemous, profane album cover, and I sampled just a tiny bit, and it sounded like really cool satanic thrash, something I would really enjoy, and I got it, and I listened to it, and I was like, I don't know why I thought this was good when I listened to the little samples. I don't know, in one ear, out the other, doesn't stick with me at all. Probably going to get rid of it. And Jason at Black Leather Eyes had just brought this up too, and he had the same feeling. So I don't know. I'm not alone on that, I guess. I mean, if you like it, cool. It didn't do anything for me. An artist that can do no wrong. Kim at This Is Music had a good response to this. Nobody's infallible, but in the spirit of the question, I chose Devin Townsend. This is his last full-length light work. Jeez, that is glaring hard. There we go. Which is an incredible album. And he goes all over the place. He's done ambient albums. He, of course, has his Strapping Young Lad albums that he did. Has had solo stuff, the Devin Townsend Band, the Devin Townsend Project, Casualties of Cool. And while I like them to varying degrees, some of them aren't quite for me. I never think they're bad or never think that he doesn't know what he's doing. So Devin Townsend to me is one who can do no wrong. Okay, and we're going long, man. Let's get cracking. Overstayed Their Welcome. A band that's overstayed their welcome. Is it for me to say? Probably not, but for me, it's Creator. Obviously, the early Creator stuff is great, and then they kind of lost their way. Then they kind of came back, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. But I just don't. None of the newer stuff connects with me. And then worse, I saw them live this year opening for Merciful Fate, and all they played was new stuff. I was like, what the fuck? But I guess they believe in that stuff, and good for them. But it doesn't do anything for me. So for me, Creator has overstayed their welcome. Something I bought because of a YouTube channel. New channel that I shouted out a little while ago. Maddox Deep Shadows shows a lot of killer underground black metal. I'm always jotting down stuff he's talking about. He plays sound clips too, which I'm too lazy to do, which is always appreciated. And this band he brought up, Wolf Tower. They sounded really cool, and I was searching around and could actually find these in America for a decent price. So I picked both of these up. The Gathering of Forlorn Souls and Funeral Swords. As you can see, they're still in the shrink. They just came in. I haven't listened to them yet, but those are ones I bought specifically from a YouTube channel. A good album that is too long. The one that sprang to mind right away was the 2023 album from None, called Inevitable. I didn't remember the name of it. Like, I was so excited for this. The previous None albums I've loved. I expected this to be near the top of my year-end list, and it just freaking... I tried and tried with this one, man. It just did not click. And what really, I think what does it, past the halfway point, there's a part that goes in kind of a mellow, kind of ambient, soundscapey kind of deal that lasts, I'm not exaggerating, I think it's 20 minutes. If it's not 20, it's 15. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And then when it finally kind of kicks back in, I'm already out. So this isn't a very long album. It's probably 50 minutes or so. It is longer than the previous None stuff. But that section, man, just kills the album for me. I can't get over it. This came out in Hypnotic Dirge. If you're not familiar with None, they're depressive black metal. The other three I would enthusiastically recommend if you haven't heard them, but this one, I don't know. I've heard other people that love it, but this one didn't do it for me, man, and did not sniff my list. Favorite T-shirt. All right, I pulled this out of the mothballs. My Mayhem Death Crush long sleeve. It's got Death Crush written down the arms, and the slogan on the back: "No mosh, no cord, no fun, no trends." I even got that wrong. Whatever. It was in the right order, but you get the idea. So this is all, as you can probably see, it's supposed to be white. It's kind of yellowed. The frickin' neck is all stretched out. So I really can't wear this anymore. But I just can't let go of it. So this was my favorite T-shirt for a long time, and maybe still is, but it's been retired. All right, a 24-year-old band, or at least 24-year-old band that's still relevant. This could be argued that no band that old is still relevant, but I would say it's Paradise Lost. This is their last full-length, Obsidian. I just think they keep putting out quality stuff, man, and their sound has still been an influence on so many bands. And they went through their kind of down period where people didn't care about them, but I think every album has something to offer, and this one is fantastic as well. So I would say Paradise Lost is still a relevant band. My favorite band mascot. Obviously, you got Eddie. I tried to go something I didn't think other people would show. I went with Bone Hunter. I don't know if this character has a name, but he's kind of like a badass, half human, half bear dude. Here he is, kind of as a Mad Max type character. And here he is in some kind of tube, and he's obviously very excited about something. So every album cover has some kind of variation of this dude on it. Sometimes a bit more abstract, but Bone Hunter, Finnish blackened punk, I would say, or punkish black metal. Very fun, very energetic band. Got to see them luckily one time, and would love to see them again. And a random poll. Okay, so I got CDs over here. I know what's over there, kind of. I got bins down here. So I'm gonna reach into the 7 inches because I never show 7 inches, and just pull something out. Let's see what we get. That's not metal. Okay. We'll go to the next one. All right. Well, not too exciting since I already showed Midnight, but it's the Midnight Shitfucker split. This was released at Hell's Head Bash 2. So this is the red version that was only available at the show. I spent quite a few hours standing in the merch line with all the other Midnight sickos to get this, but I eventually got my copy. So, and what is the last one? An album from a metal band that others might not consider metal. I can see why people wouldn't, but to me, Killswitch Engage is metal. They're everything in this metalcore. They check all the boxes. They're certainly metalcore. And it's not a style I like, but for some reason, they always get me, man. Every time Killswitch Engage puts out a new album, with a couple exceptions, I like it, and I consider it metal. It's metal to me. So, don't know what else to say really about Killswitch Engage other than they're metal, and if you don't like it, then don't like it. I don't care. So those are my answers, guys. Under 20, all right. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Thank you, Marty and Alan, for continuing this tradition. And as always, CM Punk is a piss baby. Later.